how Tom Brady became the greatest NFL quarterback of all time. Stick around to find out.
This is a continuous improvement movement reserved for the few with the grit to prove it. Everybody claim, but the click exclusive. Many pursue, but it's too elusive.
Let me tell you some of Tom Brady's biggest accomplishments. So he won 7 Super Bowls, and this is the most Super Bowl wins by any NFL player in history. He also won the 5-time Super Bowl MVP, also the only player to accomplish this in NFL history. And he has set all-time NFL records. So he has a record for most career passing touchdowns, most career passing yards, and most playoff wins by any quarterback.
Wow.
Now, Calvin, let me tell you, everybody knows more about football than I do. I am here to talk about lean, but I have to say, my mind has been blown with the story of Tom Brady. Please let me know what is his secret sauce.
All right, so Tom Brady is another one of these guys. I feel like Joe Rogan fit this category of just a regular guy with some type of superpower that's not so obvious, right? And I think his secret sauce, and he's got a secret recipe, is standard work with a little bit of pinch of PDCA. Maybe more than a pinch.
Mix that together.
Maybe more than a pinch. And here's why I say that. Extraordinary discipline. Here's a guy who shows up first and leaves last. He has an excellent work ethic and his consistency. I mean, just having a playbook in his own head and sticking to it, one of the best there is, right? Number 2, humility with confidence. This is somebody who nobody believed in. Nobody wanted. He's the legend that nobody wanted, right? Waited his turn at Michigan, waited his turn in high school, waited his turn in the NFL. And when he did get his chance to shine, he ended up being the best
ever.
And when he did get his chance to shine, it ended up being the greatest decision the coaches had ever made, right? And number 3, just has a better everyday mentality, right? 1% better every day. He just gave himself a lot of days to mature and grow up. So what's unique about him is he pushed himself to be the best version of himself that he could possibly be. You know, he wasn't trying to win all the titles and be the greatest player in history and all those. He was just trying to be the best version of Tom Brady. So there you have it. Tom Brady, best NFL player in history. Secret sauce is standard work with a side of PDCA.
All right. I love that recipe. So tell me a little bit more how unbelievable discipline plays into standard work and PDCA.
Yeah, so as you might know, standard work is having a set playbook or a set of steps with the description of the steps involved, how long each step takes, the resources required. A lot of time you would include an image to show what good looks like. This is a guy who showed up every day and executed his routine in such a way that demonstrated what excellence looks like, right? So, and the thing about making standard work is you have to have discipline.
Hard work.
And hard work, right? It is hard. A lot of time it is very hard work. So the problem with a lot of companies trying to do some type of standard work is everybody wants to do it their own way, right? And as soon as there's some adversity, as soon as, wake up on the wrong side of the bed, whatever the case is, people deviate from standard. So it takes a level of discipline to that process or to that procedure to really get the best value from standard work to begin with.
Calvin, you mentioned that Tom Brady was humble but confident.
Right.
How so?
Well, he's a guy who I think when he went to the Patriots, he was picked number 199, right? And even so, right, very humbling. If you're a quarterback, he just won the Sugar Bowl at Michigan. You're probably feeling good about yourself, right? Picked 199, 6th round, right? That's almost not even getting picked.
That's tough. Yeah.
You know, it says something about you, and it's a blow to the ego. But you know what he said to the coaching staff when that happened? He went up and said, "Yeah, I'm 199, but I'm the best decision you ever made."
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
And he knew something.
Yes.
And he ended up being right.
Yes.
You know, he ended up being right. So that shows the confidence side of it too.
Yeah, like I said before, this totally blew my mind because he was a guy that in the combine to do the picks, did you read his report? It was like a tall, skinny, easy to knock down.
Right. Can't throw, can't run.
Can't throw, can't run, can't jump. It looks like he has never seen a weight room in his life. But there is something about Tom Brady.
There's something about him. There's something there, right? I don't know if it was the hair. Maybe it was the hair. I don't know.
And he used to say that, besides running fast and throwing straight and doing all these things, there are more qualities to a quarterback that make him a great quarterback.
Yeah.
And he said, I am going to be the best quarterback of all times. And he achieved it.
And he had already shown the capacity for that in high school. And he showed it again. And by the way, his freshman year in high school was his first time playing football. Nowadays, you got to get the kid in the sport at age 6.
As soon as they learn to walk.
They start walking, you better hand them a ball nowadays, right? I guess this was the early 90s. But he started in high school, freshman year, proved himself by the end of his senior year, proved himself again in college, proved himself again in the pros. I mean, this is a guy, regardless of what everybody else thought, he knew what time it was.
And I have to mention one more thing that impressed me. He said, I don't want to give anybody the chance to even think that they can do the job I do better than me.
Right, of course. Yeah, he's eliminating the competition. That's business, that's some business smarts too, apparently. I mean, clearly he's a smart businessman as well. But I mean, Joe Montana, the list of incredible football players, NFL quarterbacks is long. So for him to do what he's done to the level of consistency, the level of discipline, the level of humility that he's done it, despite, he's picked up some people who are not fans of him and Belichick and New England and all the rest. But despite all the distractions, he stayed true to doing what he believed was right. Not only that, getting a little bit better every day.
So that last point, and I think that last point, we really wanna drive it, home, and is trying or striving to be better every single day.
Yeah.
The greats do it. We want everybody to do it, and have that mentality.
People like Tom Brady and Joe Rogan and Oprah and some of the other people we spotlight, they're in a league of their own. They probably come up in the game competing, but at a certain point, they're no longer competing against other people. They're only competing against their best selves.
Because you're getting better on purpose. It's not an accident.
Yeah, yeah. And the only thing at a certain point, the only thing you have to compare it to is yourself last season or yourself last week or yourself yesterday, right? So, at a certain point, you are your only competition. And people like Tom Brady have that mindset from day one.
That's right. So this really motivates me. I hope it motivates you to get better every day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. For daily news on operational excellence and how it relates to current events, check us out on the Ticket to Freedom podcast.
Simply subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay up to date on the latest developments in continuous improvement.